I love gambling, but Warframe is a game that doesn't really have that option unless you count gourmet abilities. Wait up, there is Arcane packs, and they cost Vosfor. Problem is, Vosfor is not easy to get, so how to get my gambling habits going? Well, I gotta grind it, I guess. But what would be the best way to farm it? I had to find out. And honestly, Vosfor farming can be a pain in the ass. One, you gotta farm arcanes, then you gotta give it to Lloyd so that he can milk those arcanes for Vosfor. But how do you get your Gucci hands on those unusual objects? So I tested out all methods to farm Vosfor the quickest way. From void cascades to Archimedia to even farming standings to buy arcanes. No, we are not gonna talk about that. Never. Not on this channel. And in the end of this video, we are going to compare all farming methods with 3 scores. Vosfor per minute, grind difficulty, and lastly, fun. Cause if you can't enjoy the grind, it's not worth doing no matter how good the results are. And we're gonna rank each Vosfor farm from F tier to S tier. Alright, let's begin. So the first thing you need to do is unlock Steel Path. Because if you're not in Steel Path, you're shit out of luck. But there might just be some hope for you yet. This is the setup I'm running. You can use any frame. I don't judge. I really don't judge. But for this one, I'm gonna go with Titania across all runs. Alright, let's get started. First one, open world arcanes. For this, you need to head into any of the open worlds. Cetus on Earth, Fortuna on Venus, and Sanctum Anatomica on Deimos. And lastly, Hulvania. We're gonna cover up each of these factions. First up, Cetus on Earth. Here you can visit Hawk and buy Exodia arcanes for 10,000 standing each. Each arcane gives you a total of 24 Vosfors, but it costs standing. You get standing for completing bounties, but the easiest way would be to hunt animals using a trank rifle and Arcwing. It took me almost half an hour to max out my daily standing for Cetus, and in return I got 2 arcanes, giving me 48 Vosfors total. But if you head to this area of Cetus, you get to Quill Onco, where you can trade standings for more arcanes. But remember, standings for Quill Onco costs sentient cores, which you can get from Eidolon hunts and sentient enemies. That means to farm this consistently, you need to do a lot of Eidolon hunts, which is not that pleasant to say the least. The standings are also limited to 26,000 per day per faction, which gives you around 2 arcanes per day. This brings the total amount of arcanes farmed from Cetus to 4 arcanes per day, meaning 96 Vosfors per day. If I continue to do this for Fortuna, I would get the same results. The standings can be farmed by hunting animals in Orb Vallis or doing bounties, and is also limited to 26,000 standing per day. You can buy Pax Arcanes from Root Zoot for 10k standing each, giving you 2 arcanes per day. But if you head to the back rooms behind Yuriko, you get to Little Duck, who also sells arcanes. Her standing costs Torrid, which is pretty rare. The standings are also limited to 26,000 per day. With each arcane costing 10,000 standings, you are limited to 2 arcanes. This brings 96 Vosfor per day from Fortuna. Necrolisk unfortunately doesn't sell arcanes, but if you head down the staircase behind Lloyd, you get to Sanctum Anatomica. Here, if you travel to Little Bird, you can buy melee arcanes for standings, costing 10,000 standing each. Standings can be earned by doing bounty missions from the fish. The standings are also limited to 26,000 per day. That means you get 2 arcanes per day, bringing the Vosfor yield to 48 Vosfors per day from Sanctum Anatomica. And lastly, in Hulvania, if you head up to Thick Eleanor, you can buy arcanes from her for 10k standing each. The standings can be earned by doing bounties or trading for hex treasures with Mommy Letitia. The standings are also limited to 26,000 per day, bringing you a total of 2 arcanes per day, giving you 48 Vosfors per day from Hulvania. And if you do this for all factions, you get a whopping 288 Vosfors per day. For fun, this is pretty good. Lots of different ways to earn standings give you a wide variety of gameplay, which is pretty enjoyable. I would put this method at D tier overall. Plus you get 288 Vosfors each day or 1 gambling ticket for 1 day. Gambling should be done in moderation. Oh, I see. You're a naughty boy. Fine then, let's go bigger. Next one is Captain Vor Assassination on Mercury. This method is meh, to say the least. It takes 2 minutes plus on average to complete once, and it's heavily dependent on your loading time. And here's the chart of the results I got over multiple different runs, with the runs giving me a consistent result of 1 arcane per 2 minutes plus on average. That lands me on 11 Vosfor per minute, which is honestly not that bad. Enjoyability wise, I'd say it's fun for first few runs. I had fun trying to minimize the time it took for each run, but it quickly gets repetitive and annoying. So for long-term farm, I would personally not go for it. For total score, I'd give this method C tier. Not that bad, but could be better. On to the next method, and that is Void Cascade level capping. Yes, this is a pretty good way to farm for arcanes too. If you're doing solo, you are going to get mauled, so I suggest you bring some friends along. Unless you're a friendless bum covered in gooch and Dorito flakes living in your mom's basement gooning to femboys. But I don't judge, so I'll keep this fair with everyone and team up with random teammates. I'm still running Titania to keep this fair. It took me an hour and a half to complete, and I got around 40 arcanes from this run. Resolving these arcanes, I got a whopping 880 Vosfors, which brings my rate to 11.82 to 12 Vosfors per minute, which is crazy. That means 4 arcane collection packs per level cap run. But this is a pretty heavy grind, and it's late game grind, so you need to be fully prepared for it. That means heavy modding, forma, and some pretty rare arcanes that will be needed for this method. Also, early game cheesing isn't reliable here because arcane drop chances are abysmal at low levels, and the drop chances go higher and higher with enemy level. So if you want to farm arcanes reliably, going to level cap is your best bet. And if you want to double your chances, you need to bring a mod drop chance booster, which you can get from special events, so don't count on it. All in all, I'd put this Vosfor farming method at A tier. It's fun, challenging, and engaging. Plus, you can crack relics, which is a great source of platinum. But if you want to get even more creamier, there is one last way to do it, and that is the Perita Rebellion. This game mode brings recently added Tectolist arcanes, which dissolves into 24 Vosfor each. These arcanes are dropped by enemy warframe, and in this game mode, you get 12 minutes to complete as many orders as you can. Each order consists of 2 or 3 tasks that you have to complete. The number of tasks per order gets higher with each number of players in your squad. The warframes appear every 2 orders, so you need to complete these orders as fast as you can. Bringing speed frames and utility frames can significantly boost your speed in completing the tasks, so keep that in mind. With up to 10 orders complete, you get 6 to 7 arcanes each run. I can manage up to 9 tasks and still get around 4 to 5 arcanes per run. Taking the boss fights into account, I can get 4 to 5 arcanes in 14 to 15 minutes. This gets me to 7.2 Vosfor per minute, which is pretty decent. But there's more. You also get 3 resources from this game mode called Cerberus, Agnovidiscs, and Laudavi. These resources are dropped from Dax enemies with pretty high drop chances, and if you head to Marie in Sanctum Anatomica, you can exchange these resources for arcanes. But there's more. If you have a resource drop chance booster, you can get twice the amount of these resources per run, meaning more arcanes per run. And if you couple this with a resource drop booster, you can quadruple the number of arcanes you can buy. This means if you are getting around 1 arcane worth of resource on a normal run, you can get up to 4 extra arcanes per run, bringing your total arcane yield up to 8 to 9 arcanes per 15 minutes. Converting this to Vosfor, you can get up to 13 Vosfor per minute and up to whopping 780 Vosfor per hour. The yield is highly dependent on the amount of orders you can complete and the amount of enemies you kill. So if you have an optimized team with the Necros, you can get as high as 15 to 20 Vosfor per minute, in theory. In theory, because I haven't tested it yet, but if you can get a team to do it, you're gonna be in a lot of luck. Additionally, you can also get drop chance boosters and drop boosters from the market, So this method would be the best way to farm for Vosfors reliably. Using this method, I got around 12k Vosfors, which mean I get to open up 60 arcane packs. And if I get Holvania Arcane Collection pack 60 times, I might end up with a fully maxed Arcane Hotshot in 13 hours roughly, costing 400 plat, which is pretty insane. Easily an S tier farm in my opinion. So get grinding, but make sure to have fun, cause if you ain't having fun, it ain't worth the grind. Till the next time.